There are two types of users in eQuas Online: primary and secondary. A laboratory can have only one primary user, but multiple secondary users. The primary user is set up with the admin user role, which enables the user to perform all functions in eQuas Online and provides access to all lab IDs and programs. The primary user can create one or more secondary users anytime in eQuas Online. Secondary users can be set with the admin role or a user role. A user role enables a user to perform only restricted functions, such as to enter results or to view programs. In eQuas Online, you can add secondary users and edit the secondary user setup as well. A secondary user can be added by using the secondary user setup page. Open this page by selecting Secondary User Setup from the Configure menu. On the Secondary User Setup page, enter the appropriate details in all the required fields. The required fields are Login ID, Password, First name, Last name, Email, User role, and User language. The optional fields are Area code, Phone, and Extension. The Login ID you specify in the Login ID field must be unique, and if it isn't, eQuas Online warns you. On receiving this warning, you should specify a different ID that is unique. Notice that the user role list enables you to set the role of the secondary user. Select an appropriate role for the user. The user language list enables you to specify the language of the eQuas interface for this secondary user being created. Select an appropriate language from the list. Finally, click the Add button. When you set the role of the secondary user as a user, a message box prompting you to assign a program to the user is displayed. Click the OK button. A secondary user will only be able to view those programs that are assigned to the user. To assign programs, you need to edit the secondary user setup. To edit the setup, click the Edit icon corresponding to the user in the secondary user list on the right-hand side of the secondary user setup page. The details of the secondary user are populated on the secondary user setup page. You can edit any of the details as required, except the Login ID. Notice that the Assign Program and Email Notification buttons are added to the page. However, the Assign Program button will not be available for admin users, as they are assigned to all programs by default. Click the Assign Program button to assign programs to the user. This displays the Assign Program dialog box. If your lab is assigned multiple lab IDs, the dialog box displays a lab ID list. And if your lab is assigned only one ID, all programs the lab has enrolled for are listed directly. Select a lab from the Lab ID list. The programs that the lab is assigned are displayed in the dialog box. If you are assigning programs to a new secondary user, select the appropriate programs by selecting the corresponding checkbox. If you are editing the details of an existing secondary user, select or clear the checkboxes as required. Finally, click the Save button. By default, secondary users will receive email notifications for all the assigned eQuas programs. These notifications can be used for reports that are available, closure of sample within specific days, and any other program communication. If you want to change the email notification settings, click the Email Notification button. In the Email Notification dialog box that appears, clear the appropriate checkbox. You can also change the number of days in the Receive Email Reminder when sample closes within X days list. Finally, click the Save button. Click the Update button to save the changes made.